Hey, good morning, YouTube. So today is all about wheels. We're going to talk about if you want method wheels on your 100 series Land Cruiser or your Lexus LX 470. This is what I did. When I first bought this vehicle, it had stock wheels on it. And the stock wheels had the smaller tires. I have them still sitting in the backyard after 4 years. But I wanted to personalize it. And there's no better way to personalize your vehicle than to put new wheels on. So the previous owner had the stock height suspension, the AHC was removed, and this thing was really, really stink bug. As you can see right now, I have the perfect amount of rake to it. It might be a little closer to level than having that 50 millimeter rake that I think you're supposed to have. So I really like the look of the Methods. I went and I bought, these are the MR 305 NVs in bronze. It's got the fake bead lock. I went with a 285/70/17. These wheels are 8.5 inches wide. And so when I first installed them, I was getting the tires were rubbing up here, the rubbing in the back. It was horrible. So first thing I did was I got underneath there. I still had the stock height suspension, and I started cranking on the torsion bars. Once I cranked on the torsion bars, it started lifting it up, and it gave me some clearance up here. However, those torsion bars were tired. And so when I would hit bumps or I would get down the freeway and it started like bouncing, it would still bottom out. I wouldn't hit the bump stops. So, and then I was still hitting back here. So back here is where you have a pinch weld. And the pinch weld, it actually heads towards the face of the wheel or the tire. And a lot of people, when they get these pinch welds, let's see if I can get a better view of it. A lot of people, when they get the pinch welds, they just cut it completely off. They slice it off. And that's really not what you're supposed to do. So what I did is I sliced into it, so I maintained the integrity of that pinch weld and just knocked it down. So if I were to slice it off, it's welded like a sandwich, right? They're sandwiched together. The only thing that I'm kind of bummed out about is that I sliced this fender liner. And as you can see, this little piece right here it's still kind of rubbing. So you could actually get a heat gun and heat it all up and then mold it back over. And even same with this other little piece, because it does stick out to cover the pinch weld. So right now, I only rub on that little location when the wheels are all cocked to the left side or turn, to a left turn, and it just rubs that little piece. So once I knocked down that pinch weld and molded or cut off that fender liner, I wasn't getting any rubbing anymore. The only rubbing that I was getting was at the top of the fender. And so the way that I fixed that is I completely renovated my suspension. I upgraded the torsion bars and included some Wheeler bump stops. And I'll put the links of those videos in the description below as well. One thing I forgot. So a lot of people ask, hey, do you have spacers? Negative on the spacers. Spacers, these have a 0 offset, so they do stick out a little bit. Let's see here. So negative on the spacers, they do stick out a little bit. They're a 0 offset. So the offset of a wheel is the distance from the hub mounting surface to the center line of the wheel. So you'll see that these are a little deeper than a stock wheel, right? And then even maybe a little bit deeper than wheels that are aftermarket and made for the 100 series Land Cruiser. And then you also notice that these are hub-centric wheels. So not any ordinary wheel will just work with this. Definitely, if you're buying any type of aftermarket wheel, check with the manufacturer, see that it's a hub-centric wheel, and then of course all these manufacturers know what the spacing is and what lug nut pattern and the distance between the lug patterns. You know, they know all that information. These wheels have been great. The only bad thing is that the center caps they give you are the smaller ones. They're like half the size, but they don't fit in the front. They fit perfectly in the rear, but the fronts don't fit. These are from, and I want to say they're from a Toyota Tundra, and I'll include the part number down in the description. They're oversized. I think they look good. Sorry, my wheels are really dirty. Hey, so thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments about the Method wheels, or just about my Lexus in general, leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.